Hi guys, welcome to our Musselman Podcast. I'm Isabella.
And I'm Skyler. In this podcast, we're looking into sports, clubs, and doing a weekly catch-up with Mr. Brown. I'm Skyler, and I'm here with
Coach Bree.
Dylan.
So why do you do cheer?
I've been doing it my whole life, and she convinced me to come back for my junior and senior year.
So did you do cheer growing up too?
I started in 7th grade and then cheered through middle school, high school, and college.
So you already said how long you were in cheer. How long have you been doing cheer for?
I've been cheering since I was 7.
So has your family done cheer before? Are you the first person for either of you guys? Did you guys kind of start?
I started because my cousin did gymnastics first. So I tried gymnastics and then...
Yeah, I tried, my mom put me in those little gymnastics things, and then the only thing I liked was the tumbling. I hated the balance beam and all that, so then I just became a cheerleader.
Okay, so I know regionals is coming up soon. Do you think you guys are prepared to go against the teams that you haven't really seen? I know Martinsburg's going to be there and 2 other teams. Are you guys ready? Do you think our guys are prepared enough for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I have no doubt about it.
So what happens if you place at regionals?
So the top 2 teams from every region go to states in Huntington at Marshall University. So
First week in December.
December 9th, catch us in Huntington.
Yep, see you there.
Welcome back to our podcast. We're doing Family Feud. It's Brown versus Smiths. Okay, so we'll do Miss Smith and Mr. Brown first. So
Here we go.
and sit out. So the first question is going to be name a popular vacation destination.
Hawaii.
Okay.
Disney World.
You got it, Hawaii.
Oh, right here.
That was awful.
So just put a point on the board.
All right, point for us.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now
And
because
then,
of time.
now Connor and Peyton go.
And
Name a fruit you might eat in the morning. Orange.
Strawberry.
She got it, orange.
Orange and then strawberry. Okay, back up.
Probably number 1 was banana.
Wait,
Only
you only
one
have
point.
1 point. It's 1v1.
All right,
Yeah.
1v1.
Who was
Okay.
number 1?
Alright.
Banana was number 1.
We gotta put it up
apple,
here.
orange, berries, grape.
You gotta put your hand back here.
Okay.
Back. Off table. You gotta have it off table.
Alright, ready? Name a famous superhero.
Superman.
Was that number 1?
I don't know. You gotta guess one.
Spider-Man.
He got number 1. Spider-Man was number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you said me, but answer that was number 1.
Okay. Name a type of pet people commonly have. You got number 1.
All right. Come on, Connor.
Alright, this will be the tiebreaker question for this round.
And then we're going.
Then we'll come back.
We'll go next. So, hey, we're gonna take a break. Then we'll come back for round 2. Is that right?
Yeah, on Friday.
All right. Okay.
So this last question is tiebreaker. Name something people lose often.
Their keys.
Their glasses.
She got number 1.
Oh,
Keys was
man.
number 1. Glasses was number 4.
Okay. And is that the bell? Oh, okay. Now, is there anything else you need us to do?
No, we can do that. That's it.
Next one, so session 2 is
Yeah,
So-
and then we'll just be points.
Okay.
So,
Good.
right now.
I like this game.
10 points total.
Is there any more families in the building?
I'm gonna ask take questions, but right now you guys are in the lead. The Elwingers. Or
The
ask
Elwingers,
11
the
questions.
Dunhams. Oh my gosh, you can make it.
You can make a whole
Okay.
series of this.
Yes.
Whoever wins this one goes against the next person. And then lose, if you guys were to lose.
Hey, it's called Brown versus Brown for a reason.
If we-
Not Smith versus
if we
Smith.
lose,
This,
then
I'm just
you guys
letting you
get
know
those.
on that.
It's hard to get everybody.
So how the Dunhams and the Ellingers face each other, and then
Yeah.
whoever wins and loses, that they play the winner.
You could get the Elwing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, Sydney has.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so
Come on,
the
buddy.
next question is name a type of flower. Lily. He got number 1.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
All right,
Okay.
we ain't playing anymore.
Okay. Okay. Name a popular ice cream flavor.
Vanilla.
Chocolate.
You got number.
Yeah!
That was number 2 though.
Ah.
All right, come on, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Okay. Name something people are often afraid of. Ghosts.
Spiders.
Number 1.
Yeah! Good job!
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by the Barbie movie. If you haven't seen it, you can find it on Prime Video or Apple TV for the small price of $19.99. All right, back to you. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, Kim.
That's okay.
I'm on now.
I know.
Name a common household chore.
Mopping the floor.
Bruh.
Doing the dishes.
That's number 1. That was mopping floor wasn't even listed. Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, Connor.
Okay.
Come on, Connor.
no, Connor.
I know I'm an inside voice. I'm so sorry. It's
Name
competition.
Name a popular sport.
Soccer.
That's number 1.
Oh!
Yeah, soccer, basketball, football.
It's called
volleyball.
Whoa!
That's
Whoa!
what I said.
You got
The
somebody,
red,
Soccer is
yeah.
the most popular sport in the
somebody
world.
messed up the answer.
Football is the most popular sport in America.
All right.
Two different
Oh,
things.
specific. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
What dance is that?
I don't know.
Baby, you're
Okay. All right. Name a fast food chain.
McDonald's.
Burger King.
Bro. Yeah, number 1.
I knew McDonald's was number 1. I knew McDonald's was number 1.
You could have said Chick-fil-A.
No.
Woo!
Fire today. We should have left him
Okay.
in the office.
Name a popular board game.
Monopoly.
Scrabble.
That was number 1.
All right, so she got a point. Good job, Peyton.
Okay. Name a social media platform.
TikTok.
Facebook.
That's number 1.
Oh, man. I don't have any of those, so I don't know.
Okay.
Come on, Peyton.
Oh, I do have
Let's go.
YouTube.
Name a job in the medical field.
I don't know. Never mind. Nursing.
Doctor.
That's number 1. Doctor.
I don't. What is
Nursing is second.
That's okay. Nursing
Like,
is good.
Yeah, you
I
can
didn't know
do
it was specific if it was like X-ray technician. Officer.
No,
I
it's
didn't
not
know if it was
doctor.
like that.
It's still good though.
Okay.
Oh, get out of the way.
Hey, no cheating.
Name a type of cake.
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
That's number 1.
Good job.
Come on.
Good job, Kimmy.
Thanks, Evie.
Okay. Name a body part people often injure.
Arm.
Ankle's number 1.
Oh, Connor, they're catching up.
Yours was number 4. Okay. Name a type of shoe.
Sneaker.
Heels.
That's number 1.
Yes. Heels have to steal that number 1. That's 10.
Okay.
Are we going to 11?
Well, how many do they have?
We got 10.
7 to 10.
Well, we'll do one more question, and then this will just. Should we say make it 6?
Make it double or nothing.
No, we ain't doing double or nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do double or nothing.
No, we ain't doing double or nothing.
Wait, I don't get it. So you're gonna ask me
No,
a
don't
question
get.
that has to do
It was
with
like
what?
14.
Double.
Oh, okay.
Double
All
or
right,
nothing.
All right, yeah, don't get.
Okay.
Yeah, let him get it and make it
Wait,
close.
so if
Yeah, it does
he
make it
gets
close.
it, I get nothing.
Okay, no.
Just-
No, we'll do it so like if you get this right, it'll be
They're
I will ask
impromptu.
for a question.
Whoa. Alright, whatever. Just go.
All right. Name a type of seafood.
Crap.
Shrimp.
That's number 1.
Oh, they
Ladies and
won.
gentlemen, come in here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Browns. Brown versus Brown, not today. Number 1. Number 2, the Smiths.
I quit.
Thank you. Great job, guys.
Hi, my name is Gigi. I'm here with Marissa Serva. I'm one of the captains on the girls' varsity soccer team. How does it feel to be a captain?
It felt very good this season. I was very excited to help be a leader for this team and help lead in all of our achievements we achieved this season, I guess. And with Lacey along my side, I think we were able to do a lot for this season and help the new coach out, and with a lot of new players this year, I think it was really successful.
And your coach, Miss Smith, her motto for the season was level up. How do you think that kind of like fit into the season?
I think this season we definitely leveled up as a team and individuals in themselves. We definitely obviously had more wins and more goals than we did last season, but I think we also got closer as a team, as a whole, and altogether just leveled up. I don't know either.
What are some of your favorite like events that happened while playing soccer?
I think outside of soccer, like our bowling team bonding was a very fun night, and then winning our first sectionals game and making it to the sectional finals was very special and a very good night for me.
How close was everybody on the team? Like, was there any like isolation? Do you feel?
I don't think there was isolation. I mean, there's obviously going to be drama with any team, but I think this year we were all very close knit with each other, JV, varsity, and just everyone as a whole. I think our coach did a very good job of making sure that happened, and the players as well.
What are your hopes for the team for next season?
I think obviously just continue to grow as a team, and definitely I would love to see if we could maybe make it to regionals next season as a team. I think if we continue to practice with everyone.
Do you think that both coaches, Coach Amber and Coach Smith and Coach John will have the game plan ready to help us get to that goal?
I think they will. I think they will definitely prepare in the off season and start early and know what we can work on, what we can get better at, and have a plan for us to continue to work so we can beat other teams.
So what do practices look like?
Most practices we would be separated into our position specific, and we would kind of just work with each other to help focus on what we need to do on defense and what our other players need to do on offense and things like that. We would usually come together to work on 11v11 work as a whole team, and usually some fitness was involved.
What do you think is different about this year and last year, practice-wise, that made you guys improve?
I think the position-specific things were very helpful, and I think they were able to take things we could work on from a game that they noticed and apply that to a drill or a practice to help us improve it for the next game. I think they were able to do that a lot better than what we did last season. So I think that was one of the main things that was able to help us.
Okay, well that's it. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hills of West Virginia. We're ready for the podcast today. Hey, Morbius, how are you feeling today?
How am I feeling today? Well,
that's a quick answer.
I've had a tough week as a Commanders fan. It's homecoming week.
It is homecoming week. That's right. I'm dressed up. You're not.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, right now.
You know how I'm feeling?
How?
I'm mad because I had a buddy of mine. We were supposed to dress up today for Vintage Day, and they didn't even show up for school. So I'm dressed up like I guess Kenny Rogers from the 1970s. I don't know if you're seeing this. If we have our listeners out there, you can just imagine Kenny Rogers. So I'm a little upset, but now I'm happy because we got some pick'ems today.
Yeah.
We got a special guest on the broadcast today. You want me to give him a call?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give him a call right now. Hopefully he answers.
So little unorthodox for the podcast. We're starting off with single A.
So when he comes in, you got to be quiet because he's very, very important.
So yeah, so single A. So it's East Hardy and Petersburg. We got an alma mater of Petersburg.
Yeah. Hopefully he answers that. He's a very, very busy man.
Yeah, very.
I told him at
important.
7:30. I don't know. Maybe he'll call me back. So if we might have to just go to some other games and then go from there. Wait for him. So we'll see. I don't have anybody else to call either. So Petersburg is Grant County. They're going to be going against East Hardy, Hardy County. So what we wanted to do is we just wanted to call him. And I got his message. So I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to hang up because I don't want to let the fans know who it might be. So if he calls back, we're going to take this call.
Yeah,
okay.
it's very important.
So yep. And then we know that our guest is a very, very important person, and so they got other things to do. Sometimes this podcast isn't on the top of everybody's list like it is you and I.
Yeah.
Sometimes we even forget about it.
Yeah. So.
But we're back. Okay.
Well, here we go. So this is week 11. Obviously, some teams, some seniors will be playing their last football game.
Some seniors are going to be playing their last football game. I can remember when that was for me.
Yeah.
It was at the state championship at Langley. Imagine that. But that was my last fitting. But some of them are going to continue on after tonight too.
Well, yeah, and hopefully your Musselman Appleman will be following the trend. So we always like to start off with the most important game, but I think the most important game, at least to us right now, is this Musselman Parkersburg game. It's homecoming, it's senior night, and right now you go to the playoff ratings right now, the AAA playoff ratings.
Yeah.
You have just an absolute log jam there of teams trying to get into the 16 seed. And right now, the way it looks, G-Dub's probably going to beat Woodrow Wilson. So Musselman probably doesn't even really need to win, and they'll probably be in a
But it's better to win.
But it's better to win because you want to try to get maybe that 13 or 12 seed as opposed to going back to Cavill or Hurricane or wherever.
All right, let's look at the what ifs. Let's put that down on the show. We're going to look at the what ifs. What if Musselman loses, which is not going to happen whatsoever. Well, where would that probably put them?
16.
16. And who are they looking at? Cavill Midland?
Yeah.
Okay, so of an opponent that they know, an opponent that they played a very good half against. Coach Thomas is going to be working this scheme out. He'll be ready for him. In fact, I've been kind of talking to Coach Thomas about putting some plays in. Yeah, I've been working with him about it. I don't know how well it's going over, but we'll see about that.
Well, last year, Musselman, we were the 1 seed at one point. We were 5-1, and we went to Wheeling Park and got blown out.
Okay.
Met them in the first round of the playoffs. Now that game was home, but we met them in the first round of the playoffs and got them back.
Hey, I'm not scared of that 16 seed. I remember in 1995, we had a Musselman Appleman team here that went to South Harrison, #1 at the state at that time, and beat them, and then went on a roll and made it all the way to state championship and won that. So Matt Price, that goes out to you for that state championship in 1995. So what if they do win? Where are we looking at?
If they do win, we're probably looking at the 12 or 13 seed.
So that would be a 5-6 matchup.
5-6, and right now it's probably either going to be Jefferson or Princeton.
Who we know, and that was a very wet, crazy game, a lot of turnovers in there. So that's one that we know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest speaker calling in right now, so we're going to this. Mr. Stevens, are you there? All right, I'm going to put you live, okay? All right, we're going to put you on speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the house today. We've been trying to call board members. We have the one and only Mr. Ron Stevens, former principal here at Musselman High School. All three of his boys went through here and played sports and are continuing to play sports. And you're superintendent, but most importantly, an alumni and graduate from Petersburg High School, the Petersburg Vikings. So on our show today, we want to bring in some guests and have them talk about like what life was like when you were in high school back in Petersburg. What sports did you play? Who was your big rival?
Well, thanks for having me on Game of the Week.
Thank you.
I'm excited about it. Well, I can tell you I went to Petersburg High School in the 80s. I grew up in a small town. Participated in just about everything that wasn't nailed down, I guess you'd say, back in the day. I did a little bit of everything. Going through school, I played basketball, I ran track, I played baseball, I did play football, although I gave up my football career to focus on basketball.
Gotcha.
During my sophomore year of high school, but still was very interested, had many close friends, and follow it to this day. So was excited to be a part of the 1986 state champion baseball team.
Oh my, okay.
That's right. Played a little hot corner over third base.
So you had the arm. You had the big arm.
Well, I think everybody else was afraid to play the hot corner.
Okay. So who was your big rival with at that time in the sports with baseball, football, and basketball?
Well, I tell you, as I grew up, East Hardy was still a budding school. So while it's kind of grown into a rivalry, Petersburg at the time that I was there was actually the smallest AA school in the state. My senior year, the classifications went through, and we had 6 more students than the largest Segway school.
Oh my!
And we competed at the AA level. So everybody kind of circled Petersburg as that AA game that they felt like they could get, because all of the Segway schools, in football you get extra points for beating for winning against teams that are a class up. So Moorfield at that time, there was still Circleville with Franklin and East Hardy and.
Yeah, these schools don't even exist anymore. It was Circleville and Franklin.
Well, I'll tell you, during the years that I was in high school, probably one of our biggest rivals was Franklin. But my high school basketball coach graduated from Circleville, so he always circled that on the calendar when we played basketball. Moorfield was, basically your father's rival, and everybody in town looked forward to that game. And Franklin had some athletes when I was going through, and so every game was really a big game, but nothing like Friday nights.
Nothing like Friday nights. And with that Friday night, Mr. Stevens, who you got on Friday night? You got Petersburg Vikings, or you got those East Hardy Cougars?
I gotta tell you, I think East Hardy is a really good team this year, and it's hard to go against them. But I can be 0-10 on my picks. I'm still going with my mighty Vikings.
There you go. Now I know that you and Donnie Dillinger get together every Friday and you do your pick'em. So we're hoping that you guys do a good pick'em show. And we'd be remiss if we didn't ask how the boys are doing.
Well, all the boys are doing well. Thank goodness I married up, and my wife's genes take over, so that's a good thing.
And our statsman wants to know, how's Jake doing? Where's he playing right now?
Well, Jake is with the Sacramento Kings organization. He's playing on their cheerleading team, the Stockton Kings.
Awesome.
And he did preseason and the preseason training and everything with the Sacramento Kings. The Stockton Kings start their games next Friday.
That is great. It's always great to hear from you about RJ and Cam and of course Jake. They were great students while they're here at Musselman, and you're right, they took after their mother. So, yeah, hey, it does. Hey, thank you so much for your time today, sir. You can catch us on Spotify and possibly YouTube. Spread the word down there at that board office about it. We're coming after some in basketball season 2.
All right, sounds great. I can't wait for that.
All right, thanks a lot, Mr. Stevens.
All right, good luck, guys.
Okay, bye. So there we go. We had him, and my wife was calling me. She always calls on that time. So we're back to this. Let's go.
So here we go. So obviously, you got us pick. It was Petersburg.
I'm picking Petersburg too. You?
I think I'm going to pick Petersburg.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go.
He really galvanized me.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Petersburg in that one.
So here we go. So Musselman. We are the 15 seed. Parkersburg is the 16 seed. If Parkersburg wins, obviously they'll leapfrog us. We pretty much already clinched, unless I think Woodrow Wilson wins I think G-Dub will be in the 16 seed over us. So there is that.
All right. So who plays Woodrow Wilson? Who plays
George Washington?
George Washington is the only team in the state as of today that has beaten Hurricane.
Yes.
So I think it was a 17-14 game.
G-Dub is very good.
But no matter what, you gotta go out and win. Just win.
Just win. Control your own destiny.
That's right.
And I think that's what Coach Thomas and his boys are going to do tonight.
What
So
do we?
I'm picking Musselman to win.
All right. What else we got?
So here we go. All right. We've got maybe the big. I don't know. Maybe Huntington and Cabell Midland is bigger. Maybe Hurricane and Cabell is bigger, but we got Huntington and Hurricane. Winner gets the 2 seed, loser gets the 4 seed.
Listen, I have been picking against Hurricane. I just didn't know, but that roster is pretty daggone good. And I thought that Huntington. If you would have asked me this 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have picked Huntington hands down. I think Hurricane goes in there, and I think they beat Huntington tonight. And they're going to be a very, very dangerous team to be seeing in the next couple of weeks in the playoffs. I pick Hurricane.
I think Hurricane's dangerous, but I think Huntington's also dangerous as well. And I think Huntington, it's at Huntington.
All right.
So I think it will have a little bit of effect. And for soccer, we actually went up.
I would have said the same thing, but Cabell Midland went in and beat Huntington, and so
I'll tell you what.
All I know is Cabell Midland beat Huntington, right? And Hurricane beat Cabell Midland. So I'm going with the team that keeps on being on top of the rankings, and I'm picking Hurricane.
I think it's going to be weird, but I think Huntington wins. I think they slide back into that 2 spot.
Okay.
Potentially, again, not looking ahead, but in the semifinal, I think they'd like to see Martinsburg again at Huntington.
All right, let's move it on.
So here we go. So we'll move it on here. Staying some EPAC action. Jefferson and Washington.
Jefferson.
Jefferson, if they win, they're most likely the 5 seed guaranteed.
Jefferson has a lot of speed. They're going to be a team that some people don't want to face in there, especially get them on turf if they can get a home playoff game.
Yeah,
they're at Shenandoah Junction.
And if Musselman wins, we could potentially have a rematch.
Yeah, you could be going down there.
Right. Another big game, EPAC again. Hedgesville and Spring Mills. Spring Mills right now looking to win, maybe try to move into that 6th seed and push Princeton out.
And that's at Spring Mills?
That's at Spring Mills.
I'm going with Spring Mills.
I'm going with Spring Mills too. I think that's a very easy. And I also picked Jefferson.
All right. All right.
Then here we go. Again, staying with that top seeded. Park South right now, 6-3. Looking at the ratings right now, looking at the amount of bonus points Park South has, they only have 35, and Woodrow Wilson has more. So I think Park South having more wins is what's going to put them over Woodrow Wilson.
Right.
But if Musselman wins, well, Parkersburg would probably be the 16 seed, but Park South could drop all the way to the 15 seed.
Who does Parkersburg South have?
They have this week. They have Princeton.
Okay.
Princeton right now is trying to maintain that 6th seed and get a favorable matchup.
I'm going with the Princeton Tigers in that one if we're asking. I'm going over the Parkersburg South Patriots.
Parkersburg South is such a weird team because just when you think they're not going to win, they pull off a major upset. But last week I picked them to beat Wheeling Park, and Wheeling Park went out there and I think hung 50 or 60 on them.
Wheeling Park is for real.
So Wheeling Park is very much for real. But I also think this Parkersburg South team is for real. I think they get a big upset.
For real this week?
I think they're for real this week.
Okay, so we divide on that one.
I think they get a big upset and allow Spring Mills to jump into that 6th seed.
All right, let's go.
So here we go. Another big one. Morgantown going up against Lindsley.
Now, Lindsley is a private school, correct? And Lindsley played Bridgeport last week, or a couple weeks ago, and I think Bridgeport won handedly.
28-21.
Oh, wait. So it wasn't handedly like what I thought.
They've not been dominant.
Yeah. I still think Morgantown bounces back. Well, they actually won the Mohawk Bowl last week. It was a close one.
Yeah.
Very close one.
They had to come back to win it.
Yeah, they had to come back to win it, but I think that carries on this week. I think Shane Beiser has them going, and I picked Morgantown over Lindsley.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick Morgantown over Lindsley too. Again, they're kind of playing right now as we go to the ratings. I believe, they're still in play for a home playoff game depending on what happens, maybe if Princeton suffers a bad loss and Morgantown wins, maybe they could slide up and get into that 8 seed, and maybe Oak Hill drops down.
Yep.
Bridgeport right now is also, again, Bridgeport, they're 8-1. I believe they don't even have a game this week, Bridgeport.
So are they like a Marshall team where they only are able to get 9 games?
Well, yeah. Well, the issue of it is they predominantly like to play those AA schools. So though they typically finish 8-1, 9-1, 10-0, they don't have the points that they need. So
yeah.
I'm taking Morgantown. I don't even know who Bridgeport plays this week. I don't think they played this week, like I said. So
well, they might be in that AA schedule. Maybe they're on the AA bracket. If
so
they are.
Here we go. Big game for Musselman. Big game for our seeding. Woodrow Wilson and GW.
Well, Woodrow Wilson running that wing team. I've been talking about them. I heard some stuff about how they're having a really good season this year. But GW must be. I don't know what happened with that game against Hurricane. I have no idea. But they've been doing well. I'm picking GW on this one.
Well, GW is a much better team, and again, we're having some connectivity issues right now on the internet.
But that's all right. We can roll. I got this.
But I tried to
impromptu.
But basically, Woodrow Wilson, they started off the year 5-1, and have just completely tumbled way out of they're out of the playoff picture right now.
Right.
And G-Dub, I mean, if it's any indicator on how good this team actually is and how much better they are than their record says they are, they beat the South Charleston Flying Eagles, right, or Black Eagles, or whatever they are. They beat them 98-7. So
yeah,
that's
something's going on with that. I don't know what's happening.
George Washington,
South Charleston.
Yeah,
is having a rough season.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play impromptu. Let's move out of that.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm
picking G-Dub.
Yeah, picking G-Dub. Let's if you're still having connect.
Yeah.
All right, let's take this over impromptu. Ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is broadcast to you by Ox Paperboard Tube. Okay, out of Halltown. They're the oldest manufacturing in the state of West Virginia. So Ox Paperboard is our sponsor for the day. Now let's look at some college games.
We'll look at some college
number
games.
one, I am dressed for Bedlam. The last of the Bedlam games that are coming through. So you're going to have Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy is getting ready. Brian Bosworth is getting ready. All these games are going on. Who you got? You got the Oklahoma State Cowboys or the Oklahoma Sooners? Who are you picking?
Sooners. They got one loss, but I'm going to take the Sooners in this game. Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State did indeed beat the WVU Mountaineers a couple weeks ago. Tough game. That was a tough game to watch. The WVU played so well.
This is it at home for Oklahoma State. I'm going against you. I'm picking Oklahoma State to win this one.
Oklahoma's coming off a loss to Kansas. And a really close game to UCF.
Yeah.
Two bad teams.
Yep, I'm going with you. I'm going Oklahoma State in this one.
I think Oklahoma wins. Again, college football is super unpredictable.
It is unpredictable.
And I would not be shocked to see Oklahoma State. He plays very hard, very tough, but I think I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
Next one, let's throw out there, because I don't know if you got everything back or not, but let's go Alabama, LSU. Brian Kelly and LSU Tigers are going down the Roll Tide. Nick Saban, this is the kind of games that, like Jason Kamlowski says, shout out to you, Jason Kamlowski, he stays up all night ready for this one. Nick Saban wins this game with Crimson Tide over the LSU. I think it is at LSU, though. I'm not sure. No, it might be at Alabama. We don't have a connection.
It's at Alabama.
Yeah,
so.
it doesn't matter. They're going to take that win. Let's go to AC.
I'm an LSU.
Oh, yeah. You're going to pick LSU?
Yeah.
He did it. He did it. Hey,
pick an LSU.
Find yourself an ACC game. Is there who's Florida State playing this week?
Florida State. They have I think they have a marquee game. They got Pitt.
Okay. I'm picking Florida State on that one.
I'm picking Florida State. That's probably our easiest pick.
Are we back up?
Yeah, we are back up on.
Then I'll hand it back over to you. Well, we're going back to high school, or we're going to stay with college? Might as well stay at college.
I mean, we can stay with college, but I want to get the Bridgeport game in first. Bridgeport is playing.
We're like a winding river.
Sorry, this is what happens when you have the technical difficulties. But
Bridgeport plays it.
They play Lincoln.
Oh, okay. Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Bridgeport wins this one.
I'll take Bridgeport. So I think that'll probably, so I mean, as this playoff picture, they'll probably remain at the 8 seed, but as of right now, I think Oak Hill probably falls to 9. Morgantown stays at 10. That's just what I see.
And this is something we'll be talking about next week. We're going to go through. Are we going to dedicate the whole show next week to playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're just looking at high school football.
Yeah.
We're staying in the hills of West Virginia. Yeah, Speaking of the hills of West Virginia, who's West Virginia have this week? Maurice?
WVU, I believe it's BYU this week.
Yeah, BYU.
Yeah,
Brigham Young is coming into the Big 12, and Brigham Young is headed back home. It's at WU. It's a late game, right? It's at 7:30.
7 o'clock.
This is
FS1.
West Virginia is going to win this game. They're going to get a win over BYU.
Yeah, they should. They're getting ready for their massive matchup. I mean, their biggest game of the year next week against Oklahoma.
I can't look ahead.
So, I think
we're going to beat the Cougars this week.
WVU needs this win. I think they're going to get this win. They're 5-3 right now. They'll get the 6-3.
All right.
Fun fact: the BYU coach was interviewed this week, and he said he can't wait to hear WVU sing "Country Road."
I heard that,
but I don't think that he knew that they only sing it when they
at the win. There are 3 phenomenal traditions, at least in my opinion, in college football. Camp Randall, when they play jump around at third quarter for Wisconsin, coming out at Lane Stadium to enter Sandman for Virginia Tech Hokies. But the number one tradition, the greatest tradition, is Country Roads at the end of the game when they win. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be hearing Country Roads this Saturday night.
Where does Michigan assistant coaches dressing up as opposing team staff and standing on the sidelines rank as best tradition?
I don't know where we would put that one on there. That would be just my top 3. We could have you get in next week and we'll pick top 3 for that too.
So
yeah.
Here we go. We'll go back. We'll go back to, I guess, an earlier matchup Saturday: Kansas State versus Texas. Texas, who we thought was the most complete team, they went out there.
We honestly did. I mean, that's the thing we said. You know what? This is in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's in Texas.
Wait, it's in Texas or is it in Kansas?
It's in Texas.
Okay, so I'm still picking Kansas State.
I'm going to take Texas.
All right. I thought you just said how you didn't agree with Texas.
I don't, but I don't think they're going to lose.
Okay. All right.
So we have Missouri versus Georgia. Number two team in the country, Georgia. Okay.
Georgia's going to
should be number 1.
Georgia's going to prove to everybody this Saturday why they are the true number 1. They're going to beat Missouri.
I was someone who was, taken back a little bit by these rankings.
The dogs are going to show everybody why they're number 1.
I just could not believe. I mean, I don't understand what they're seeing with Ohio State at number 1. I know they have a lot of quality wins, but I mean,
we shall see. They got some coming up. They got Penn State. They got Michigan.
Every time someone beats a ranked Penn State team, they just immediately get super praise.
Yep.
But Penn State is known for getting to 7, 5, 10, whatever, then losing.
Yeah, I know. But Penn State can't win the big games, but when they do lose the big games, the opponent, for whatever reason, is made so strong. I what was it, 2 weeks ago, picked a Georgia upset. I learned that's not what you're supposed to do. I really wanted it. I just don't like Georgia. I don't like.
Well, I mean, if you want to lose to me again, with Pick'ems, go ahead and pick Missouri. Go ahead and pick Missouri.
I'm gonna pick Georgia.
Come on, man. It's Thursday. We're crazy on this.
We're crazy on this.
You pick them.
But we also do learn from our mistakes.
We think.
I've learned from this mistake. So of course this would be the week for Missouri to go and upset and just prove me wrong, because that's just what the football gods always love to do to me. But
gotcha.
I'm gonna pick Georgia.
All right.
And then we got one more game on the college circuit I want to pick. Caleb Williams. At USC, they get the number 5 surprise of the year. I think they're going to be the national champions. Washington Huskies. I think Washington's just a team of destiny. They got that big win over Oregon.
I watched that game.
No, this game is going to be at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So this is not an easy game. USC, I know they did lose to Utah a couple weeks ago. They lost to Notre Dame. Caleb Williams has looked a little bit shaky right now. I don't see him falling out of that number 1 draft pick category yet. But I think right now, I think Washington's going to blow out USC.
Washington has something, and that's exactly right. They have what's called a defense.
Yeah.
And,
they can get pressure on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I think the Huskies win this game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the statement game for Washington, where they're just going to go out there and blow out the USC Trojans. And yeah, pretty much. I mean, this
is something for a later show too. But we've been talking, and I've been praising the Pac throughout this whole season. Mm-hmm. Can we see where a Pac team doesn't get in? Into the Big Four, into the playoffs.
You can easily. I mean, after this week, after the rate of the rankings they just released this week, I'm not putting anything past the committee
because Washington State are going to have to play.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's coming.
I almost want Ohio State to beat Michigan because I think that would knock Michigan out of the playoff. But I think if Michigan were to win and beat Ohio State later this season, I think Ohio State, even though they don't play in a conference championship game, would still maybe make it in at the 4 seed. And a team like Washington, who I think has the potential to win a national championship, is going to be left out because of how ridiculous these.
Or does an ACC team like a Florida State that can run the table? Could they be left out from a SEC team, a Big Ten? And maybe even a Big 12.
I mean, a little bit of.
But that's coming for later. Are we done with the college?
We're done with college.
All right, let's move on to the NFL. Tonight's a big game. Tonight, Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, go out and get it, and you get to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers come in and take on the Tennessee Titans. So I'm going with my Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. Thursday Night Football. Mike Tomlin usually doesn't lose night games. It would be great. I tell you this, I'm going to throw this out there. I coached Trayvon Wesco, knew him since he was a little kid. He said that he would be on the podcast if we could get him in sometime. So might have Trayvon Wesco in here for a guest pick 'em. But I'm going with Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got?
These are the games that I absolutely dread picking because I am so 50-50 on it. Look, I know Mike Tomlin, his teams always come to play in prime time, but Kenny Pickett's out. I'm sorry, Mr. Trubisky.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Mitch being
Mitch is just, he's Mitch Trubisky.
I know we have some.
He's very vanilla. Look, Will Levis looked really good last week.
2, 1.
I'm picking Tennessee Titans.
All right.
I think Will Levis I think he's the man. I think he's the truth. And the Titans had this a couple years ago where they made a change at quarterback. Ryan Tannehill took the team and they went all the way to the AFC Championship.
All right. So what do we got with the Commanders?
Commanders. Oh my God! I just don't even want to.
Who do they have?
They got the New England Patriots.
At New England?
At Foxborough.
Okay. I know that's a hard place to
tough place to play. But the Patriots aren't very good.
But they're not.
But
so
Mac Jones, when I tell you he's about to look like the second coming of Tom Brady going up against this milquetoast vanilla Commanders defense.
That has lost some key elements this week.
Now granted, I think that defensive line might get a little bit better.
I'm picking Commanders.
I actually think they do win this game. Because I think New England's defense I think their offense is very, very bad, and I think the Commanders' defense is going to improve.
And I got a question for you. Do you sprechen die Deutsch?
I don't sprechen die Deutsch.
You don't sprechen.
But I tell you what. But I do know I'll be up to watch that game in the Deutschland.
9:30, the Deutschland. You're going to have Miami Dolphins go to Kansas City, traveling across the ocean. And they're headed to Germany. I don't know exact stats. Where are they playing that in Germany? Is it in Munich or Berlin? Frankfurt? Okay, it's in Frankfurt. I'm picking the Dolphins in this. I think the Chiefs are still kind of like what just happened when they got beat by Denver. I think the Dolphins got there a day early. We showed how much important with the Jaguars getting there early or just staying there. That rest means playing in a different environment and stuff. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins to win.
Well, I can tell you what happened Sunday. For one, the Broncos are much better, I think, than their record says.
Okay, all right.
And two, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes had the flu. And not everybody's Michael Jordan to wear.
Well, you're right. Not everybody is the GOAT, Michael Jordan, but he's going to have to get on a plane and travel all the way over to Germany. Who are you picking?
I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, you got the Chiefs.
Just when you count out Patty Mahomes,
all right,
comes back.
So then let's get into the later game. Then this is another game that everybody's going to be watching.
Oh my gosh,
it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh. So I NFC East guy, I'm going to be watching this. Well, actually, I have my birthday, so I'll be
birthday to you.
Well, yeah, well, it's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, but I will be watching this game at my birthday party. I'll be tuning in because this.
What kind of cake you having?
I don't know yet. I've kind of been everything.
Or are you cupcakes?
Oh God, no, not cupcakes. No.
Is Connor Brown invited?
Connor Brown is invited, but you know what? He said he has to check his schedule, and he never got back to me.
Wait.
So we're calling him out right now.
Well, he does have. We does have.
Calling him out
what
right
is it?
now.
Saturday?
It's Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sunday at 4. Okay.
So yeah. So.
You know what? I don't think Connor Brown has anything going on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Oh no, he does. He does. He has to get senior portraits taken.
Oh.
Yeah. That
well,
is
if
true.
he has the time to stop by, he's
all right.
more than
so.
invited.
Who you got? Who you got in this one?
I really want to pick the Cowboys just because I hate the Eagles.
Are you gonna pick them?
I want to pick with my heart a lot.
I know you do.
But I think I'm gonna have to pick with my brain today. I'm gonna have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm telling you what. Last week the Cowboys were the best team in the NFL. Just last week. Whew. Where is it?
It's at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. That's my big drawback. I'm not picking the Cowboys with that.
Yeah. The Eagles are due for a loss. You heard it right here. Hey, this is Vintage Day. I got my cowboy gear on. I'm Kenny Rogers, and I'm gambling, and I'm just for pride.
Just for pride. No.
So I am picking the Cowboys on this day.
I hope you're right on this.
All right, yeah. Hey, so
I like the Eagles. Well, we got
what?
Well, we got maybe one more game that I think might be even bigger than Cowboys-Eagles. Sunday Night Football. That's Buffalo at Cincinnati.
The Bengals win this one. I don't know how good Buffalo is right now.
This is, of course, returning
Glenn
to the
Simpson,
site.
I'm picking your Cincinnati Bengals to win this one. I think that, I don't know about Joe Burrow. I don't know his health yet.
Joe Shiesty.
Yeah, but I'm picking Cincinnati. Cincinnati is going this way. Buffalo is kind of
wavy.
So who you got?
This is the site where DeMar Hamlin had the thing. They never got to finish this game last year. I'm sure this is going to be a very emotional game for both sides.
Yeah.
So they met in the playoffs last year in Cincinnati. Absolutely handled them. I think that's going to happen again.
All right, there you go.
I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals.
What a great show. Can't wait till next week. Tune in next week. We'll start looking at some playoffs. Back to you.
All high school next week.
Yeah, all high school. Back to you at the studios.
Musselman Podcast.